Molweni, let's continue looking at the groups of nouns. And here we have two groups, a singular and a plural. And we read the first group, isisu, isifuba, isisu, stomach, isifuba, the chest, isikolo, the school, isandla, the hand, isitulo. Isitulo is not an injection, it is a chair. Now that crept in. Isisu, isifuba, isikolo, isandla, isitulo. Stomach, chest, school, hand, chair. And the link is si, taken from the isi. Isisu sam siya luma. My stomach, it is sore. Isifuba sam sibuhlungu. My chest, it is sore. Isikolo siduru. The school is expensive. Isitulo sidala. The chair, it is old. So the si is translated by means of it, unlike English. In the plural, we have izisu, izitya, izikolo, izandla, izitulo. The prefix, again, very easy to identify. Either izi, and in the one case iz, is, but the link is obviously going to be z. And what is the meaning of that z? It is they. Who are they? They are these words that begin with izi. So, izandla zakho zimdaka. Your hands, they are dirty. Izitulo zitsha. The chairs, they are new. In the next group of nouns, we find original isiXhosa words beginning with in or im, or borrowed words or adopted words beginning with I. These words being borrowed or adopted from another language. And this group of nouns is also the largest and enjoys the highest frequency of usage. So here are, first of all, are some original isiXhosa words. Indlu, inja, intamo, intloko, impumlo. A slight variation on the in there. Ipilisi, a pill, tablet. Imoto, motor or car. So indlu, house. Inja, dog. Intamo, the neck. Intloko, the head. Impumlo, the nose. Ipilisi, imoto. And from this prefix in or I, we have the link I, and that link carries the meaning it, as in indlu yam isepai, my house, it is in Port Elizabeth. Inja iya konkota, the dog, it barks. Intloko yam I buhlungu, my head, it is sore. And we could have carried on giving examples of the other nouns as well. Let's look at the plural forms of the group we've just looked at. Indlu, izindlu. Inja, izinja. Intamo, intamo. Intloko, intloko. Impumlo, impumlo. Ipilisi, ipilisi. And we could have had imoto, imoto. But here we see that the prefix changes somewhat. However, the izin is the basic prefix, and what has happened is that the z has actually fallen away with the passing of time between the two i's. So if I did that, for example, the z would then be part of the prefix, and you could understand how we arrive at the link z. So try to imagine an imaginary z between the two i's, and then it will make it easy for you to identify what the link is. So houses, dogs, necks, heads, noses, tablets. Izindlu ziduru, the houses, they are expensive. Impumlo zimfixene, the noses, they are blocked. Iipilisi ziyasebenza, the tablets, they work. So the link then is zi, taken from the prefix izin, or the double I with the imaginary Z in between. The following nouns begin with u, all begin with u, and there are some of them that begin with lu, and that ulu is actually the proper prefix for this group. You can actually see almost that there is an ulu in that word. So again, I want you to try to imagine a lu being there, and that will enable you to see why we have the link lu, because the prefix is basically ulu. But what is important is that if you look at these words and their meanings, skin, tongue, family, hair, baby, while they might begin with u, their meanings do not refer to any relative or someone's name, as we had in the previous video. So not like umama or utata or anything like that. Right, so the prefix then is ulu, and the link is lu. And if we look at their plurals, we see the double I, double I, double I, double I, ilwimi, imbambo. Okay, the original word would have been ubambo, which I could have put here. Inwele, insana, from usana. Okay, there's usana, insana. And remember, I said that try to imagine that there is an imaginary Z between the two I's, and that will enable you to easily identify the link. So ilwimi zi, imbambo zi, inwele zi, and so on. So zininzi ilwimi eMzantsi Afrika. There are many languages in South Africa. Imbambo zam zikutukile, my ribs, they are bruised. Inwele zakhe zimnyama, his hair, or hairs literally, are black. Insana zi, we could have had insana zi lele, using that word, and then the babies are asleep. Getting towards the end now, so let's scroll down. And we see then that this group in purple is marked by the prefix ubu, and what is important about this group is that there are no plural forms. And we read ubu suku, ubu sika, ubu mnyama, ubuntu, and one exception, utywala. Ubu suku, the night. Ubusika, the winter. Ubumnyama, darkness. Ubuntu, humanity, a word I'm sure that you've heard a lot. Utywala, alcohol or liquor. And from that prefix ubu, we take the link bu. Ubusuku, bude, the night, it is long. Ubusika, buyabanda, the winter, it is cold. Utywala, buyangcilisa, the alcohol, it intoxicates. Moving on to the final group, let me just scroll down. And here we see the group is marked by the prefix uku, as in ukutya, ukuthetha, ukufunda, ukubhala, ukumamela. Basically, in most of the cases, 99% of the cases, it will be uku plus a verb stem. So even ukutya, which means food, can also mean to eat. So that uku means to. It's actually the infinitive, to use a grammatical term. Ukutya, to eat or eating. Ukuthetha, speaking or to speak. Ukufunda, learning or to learn. Ukubhala, writing or to write. Ukumamela, listening or to listen. And again, it is quite easy to identify the link ku from the prefix uku. Ukutya kumnandi, food is nice. By the same token, it could be translated as eating is nice. Ukufunda isiXhosa kumnandi. Learning isiXhosa is also nice. Good. That is then the end of the 2 videos on the nouns of isiXhosa. They are grouped according to a shared prefix, and out of that prefix we take a link, and that link is then attached to a verb or to an adjective to make one word. Remember, the words in isiXhosa are linked or laced together. Good. That's all for now, as I say, and we will carry on in the next video. Inkosi.